What is up, people? Van from the VaniverseGaming channel here, bringing you episode 10 of my Solasta Crown of the Magister Ironman Scavenger Mode run. In the previous episode, it was a lot of dialogue, a lot of figuring out the story. We looked at all the different factions, and so I cleaned up the inventory, and now we're going to go to the faction that I chose, and that is the Tower of Knowledge. So like I've said multiple times, I only picked the Tower of Knowledge because I needed it for an achievement for Steam. But you can see all of the things that I had on me that I can hand in to gain faction with the different factions. I'm going to give them all to her. Now, there are some things that are only for one faction. So I do have other items on me that will go to a different faction, not just this one. And so we're going to search through and see if I have any of those on any of my characters. And then we'll figure out who they belong to. So I think maybe one of my characters has them. They're usually going to look like a book or a scroll. Also in the previous episode, we picked up 2 quests. One was for the low-life background, and one was for the academic background. So as I said in the previous episode, each background for each of your characters, you're going to have a quest to do for that background. So I also think I have the Wanderer background for one of my characters, and I'm trying to remember what the third background is. I can't recall. I think it's one of the military type ones, so we'll get those later on in the game. So this is for the academic background.
I wondered, considering your new rank.
How are you, Master?
It's nice that you pretend to care.
Are you going to hate me forever?
I don't hate you. I just... well, it was your right to leave and pursue a life of adventure, even if it wastes your academic talent.
It serves me well, thanks to you.
Maybe. Still, I'm without an assistant. Times have been hard. The guild offered me a posting. South.
You're not getting your department chair?
Evidently not. Unless I can make a major contribution. That's why I wanted to see you. I heard you went to Kerlem in the marches.
That's right.
There is an old Tirmarian tower there.
Oh, yes. Very impressive, too.
If I could just explore it, bring something back, something the guild couldn't ignore, I would have a chance at this chair. The scavengers say it's safe now. I can go. But once there, I'll need, well, some specific expertise.
And that's us.
It could salvage my career.
Of course. I owe you that much, Master.
Thanks. Find me at Kerlem then. I'll be ready.
We'll see you there. Stay in the light, Master.
Alright, so we left this poor dude, so now we gotta go and help him gain his favor back with the council. So we'll have to get there when we go back to Kerlem. But there's also another faction quest or background quest we got to handle here. But first, I think I had one other item, and it was for Circle Danatar, so we'll just go hand this in quick. I mean, you probably don't. It's probably not worth it. Seems how we're not going to get that much faction, but you never know. A little faction might help you get something that you
take a look.
Couldn't have gotten normally. So there you go. And of course, hand them in gives you some gold, so that's good too. All right, so we did that. So now let's find this other. I think we'll find the quest here. Where is it? Nope. Yes, that one. Messiah's birthday. I think it's Messiah's birthday. The Honor Your Master is the one for the academic background. Messiah's birthday is the one for the low-life background. It's over here in the Temple Quarter. So up until this point, you weren't able to enter the Temple Quarter. And so now that we have this background quest, we can. So let's go see what this has to offer for us. And I think we're like super close to level 4. And so hopefully we'll get level 4 after we do this, and then we can kind of show you feats and the different feat options that I like to choose for my characters and go from there. Alright, so unfortunately this map is pretty small. This is one of those things where it looks all pretty and looks like you can do all these things, but it's really just a walkway to get from point A to point B, which is kind of depressing. I wish they did a little more with it. Alright, so I'm going to talk to this guy.
Hi now. Still laughing?
Like Messiah herself. You?
Happy as a rat in a granary. Need an ear out.
4.
Nice antique sword with 3 diamonds. Hear anything?
Something. Talk to Gorham.
Alright. So this reminds me of the old
But
fetch
that's
quests
your former
in
life.
MMORPGs.
And cutting the throats of people who crossed me.
Apparently my party doesn't know that I was a low life at some point, so they're like, what did you do in your past life? So now we're going to go talk to Gorham. And then we're probably going to have to go do something else after that, and then something after that. So it's one of those things where you're just clicking buttons to click buttons to get through different dialogues to just get to the end game, but it's okay. It's alright. This is made by a small indie dev group, so you're not going to get the exciting dialogue and quests that you would get in something like a Baldur's Gate 3, where they have millions and millions of dollars and all the rights to Wizard of the Coast property. But all the combat and the gameplay and the items and the leveling up and just how the game functions more than makes up for the crappy dialogue and the not so great quests. That's okay. All right. So Gorham is the Gorham's Emporium gal over here. So we're going to talk to her. She's going to give us some
Gorham.
info.
I'm in the market for a sword. A very particular one.
How particular?
Imperial, 3 diamonds in the guard. Probably magical. Sound
That's pretty
familiar?
particular.
Too expensive for me. I turned him down.
He have a name?
Didn't say. I told him to ask for sure spell at the Gravekeep's cask. The Arcanium has money.
Thanks.
Thank me by buying something?
Another time, but I will.
Yeah, no.
I'll remember.
Okay, so now off to the tavern. And we can go see what's going on in the tavern. I just like the fast travel. It's just quicker. I'm lazy, I can tell you. Alright, so now we talk to this guy.
Hey, Carol.
Back again?
Has anyone been in asking for Shore Spell?
The Arcanium guy? Yes, as it happens. Over there. Still waiting, it seems.
Thanks.
Alright, now we know the guy. Let's talk to him.
I've been looking for you.
I'm waiting for someone, and you're not him. Get lost.
Oh, you're big and tough, aren't you? Ooh. Let's do some intimidation.
Don't come the hard case with me. You won't win. You have a sword that doesn't belong to you.
Oh, I'm intimidating. Look at me.
Listen, I don't want any trouble. It's in Messiah's temple for safekeeping. Ask Nell for a bowl of soup.
Nell? I just talked to him. I should have known.
Bowl of soup? That's the worst password I've ever heard.
So this guy sends us on a wild goose chase, and apparently he's the guy who either knows more about the sword or has the sword. So that's great. He's kind of a jerk. Oops, wrong one. This one. Back to Nell. Alright, Nell. We got some problems here, bro. Back through the empty courtyard. And let's go talk to this dude. You never trust a shady-looking dwarf, you know? This guy's shady-looking, so I didn't trust him the first time I saw him.
Hey, Nell.
He is a low
so,
life.
I was supposed to ask you for,
A bowl of soup?
you knew,
Of course. Messiah sees all.
and you didn't tell me because,
This was more fun.
for you and Messiah, I'm sure. There won't be a grouch about it.
Oh, Messiah loves to tease a grouch. Ask properly.
Really?
Rules are rules.
Rules? You? Oh, wait. Only when it's fun, right?
You're learning.
All right, then. Chaplain Nell, may I please have a bowl of soup?
Of course. It's in that chest.
This lock chest. I should have known.
So, this is where it gets tough. If you don't have a rogue in your party and you're trying to take the low life with a different class, you better have a really, really high dexterity. Because this is not fun. So we're going to cast Guidance. And then he's going to open the chest.
I can't get it.
Now here's the problem. If you miss it, then you got to pay this guy some gold.
Make a donation to Messiah for luck.
So
Take it,
he
you crook.
is a
Your coin
robber
made
here.
Messiah
So he just gave me a gold. Now,
Try
I have
again.
done this where I've beat it on the
Messiah will
first
help
try.
this time.
And I've done it where I haven't beaten it on the first try. And I'm trying to remember. I think I suck at this. I think it takes me like a lot of gold worth. Let's see.
Still nothing.
That's not great. So I'm rolling really bad. So you're going to eventually get it. You just have to pay this guy
Maybe you
gold
need to be
every
more
single time you
generous.
miss it, which is really frustrating.
You probably used the wrong number.
And he's kind of a dick. So you're like, you know what?
Try again.
I'll pay you 5 more gold pieces. Then you go again. I think I got to pay him like, I don't even know how many gold I pay this guy. Because like every time it lowers the DC. So you can see the DC when you click on it. And it tells you if you
Still
messed it.
nothing.
So the DC 25. I think it started at like DC 30.
Oh,
So every time we pay him, the DC goes down. So we'll pay him
try again.
10 gold now. So we're just hand over fist throwing him some cash. We're totally going to get it this time. Totally going to get it this time. Even with guidance, I can't get this damn thing. Come on. And then do it, brother. Let's go. We have a little hiccup here. A little hiccup in
Still
the
nothing.
oh my gosh.
Oh, oh. Try again.
Oh, 20 gold. Goes up by like 5 and then it went up by 10. Is it going to go up 20 next time? We got to give him 40 gold? Come on. Come on. You're better at this. Come on. You're better than this. Haha! Finally! Woo! So there you go. It took me way more tries than it should. Because I'm using a ranger to try and be a rogue, or that has a lot to do with it. Alright. So now that we go through that ridiculousness, we got to hand it back. But wait. We want to go into sneak mode because we're about to get jumped. So if you can pause the game real quick, you can actually be the one to get the first attack on these guys. There are 2 archers that sit up top, one up on in front of us, one to the right. There's a caster gal who's in the back there, and then there's 2 fighter guys in the front. So I'm trying to open up here and do some damage. So I'm going to open up with my my fighter gets a couple spells. So going ahead, since he's up front, I'm just going to open up with Burning Hands, try and do some damage. One guy failed, one guy passed. And then we'll kind of end our turn here. So now we get the jump on him, which is good. So I think in this, I'm going to try and put down some spike growth because they like to run away. So we'll see how this helps us out. It doesn't always work, especially on the higher difficulties when they're smarter. It doesn't work often. So we're going to try and kill this priest. But you can see that I forgot she has counterspell. So as soon as I tried to cast it on her, she counterspelled my spell. We're going to do a little mark since we're not hidden anymore. And we're going to try and shoot him in the head. Bonk. So you can see that priest has like no health. I just took half her health. She's going to do an attack on me. So with my subclass on my wizard, I have the ability that if someone near me gets attacked, I can use my reaction to give that attack disadvantage once per turn. So that's what I did there. I'm going to step up. And... oh, crushed it. Should I? I should. So again, we're in town here, so don't be afraid to use up all of your abilities, because why not? Give myself a little heal. Alright, my turn. So since I'm already concentrating, we're going to shoot this person with my cantrip. And miss miserably, because we suck. And this guy wants a piece of me. So my subclass on my ranger, I get a +2 AC if I'm dual wielding swords, but if I'm not dual wielding, my AC is much lower. And so I never really want to dual wield, but I mean, I never really want to use a bow, but I couldn't do anything else, so I decided to. But for the most part, you're going to want to do the whole double swords with this subclass. So did she just counter that again? She just countered that again. She has to die. Sick of the counter spell. Bye-bye now, and then I'm going to switch to my swords here since there's a guy in my face. Give me a higher AC. There we go. Back to swords. So this guy's going to make another attack. We're going to use our reaction. So the other thing to keep in mind is you can only do one reaction, right? So if I use my reaction to prevent one of my other allies from taking damage to the disadvantage, then I don't have a reaction to give myself shield, which is probably not great. So I wouldn't recommend using that often because you always, as a wizard, want to have the ability to use your reaction to cast shield in case you take damage. But there wasn't really a threat in this fight, so I didn't really worry about it. That guy's dead. So we're going to take some stabby stab. Ouch, ouch. That actually hurt more than I thought it was going to. And the system's kind of freaking out a little bit here. It's kind of getting stuck with that guy dying. I don't know what's happening. This happens sometimes in combat, depending on what you do. When some guy dies, how they die. Sometimes the system can get a little slow. Alright, we're going to do Expeditious Retreat in case somebody wants to run away. And then it's my turn, so we're still concentrating, so a little Venom Spike. Try and hit this guy over here. Finally hit something, did 10 damage since he's human and he's not immune to poison. Venom Spike's great on things that aren't immune to poison. Alright, so now that the caster's dead, I can use my magic missile freely. So 9 damage, not bad. Okay, so now this guy's in front of me, double swords, so he's in deep trouble. He already has 100 mark on him. So I haven't leveled up yet to get my ambidextrous feat, so my ranger is still pretty weak. If I do hit level 4, then when I get ambidextrous feat, I can actually use non-light finesse weapons. So I don't have to use what I'm using right now. I can actually wield stronger weapons, so it's really going to make my character do more damage dual wielding than he's doing currently. So hopefully we can get to level 4 here. Alright, so we ended our spell. We're going to heal our good friend. Sometimes I got to be careful since I'm on Ironman mode to realize that if I do die accidentally, silliness, that game's completely over. So I don't want to do that. Alright, so 12. He's hanging by a thread there. So we got to switch back to our bow since we're not within range. Well, I guess we could have run to him. So we took him out, and then we just have this one fool left. He's kind of in trouble. Might as well do it. And buddy, you better run because we're coming for you. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes for you? So this is fun when they're up on top here. You can always push them down to the ground and knock them down. They take damage and they go prone. Something fun to always try and do. Or you can be terrible at it and miss like I do here, but it's a lot of fun. There are some maps that if you knock them off, it's actually insta-death. So keep that in mind. If you're on a certain map where there's nothing below them that you can walk on, like a I don't know, water or something, if you do this and you push them off, they actually die. Kind of like if you go through the tutorial, there's some wolves. If you push the wolves off, they fall to their death. That can happen in the game itself, depending on where you push them. So always keep that in mind. Sometimes instead of taking an attack, doing a push action and knocking them prone or pushing them back might behoove you to do that instead. Alright, so we finally killed them all. They're all dead. And yep. So now we can clean up all the junk here. And then I think we still got to go hand in the sword. So let's loot some bodies. Let's check out what we got. See here. Nothing. Oh yeah, so this guy's got some pretty decent stuff. He's got another ring of dark vision, which we don't care about because everybody has dark vision. We got some bracers. That's going to be good. I think those are bracers of archery. So for my anytime I'm using my bow to shoot, I think I get a +2 to my attack, which is going to be sweet. So those are a nice pickup. This guy's got junk a couple spells, blah, blah. All right, I think we're good. So now we just got to go hand this in back at, isn't it? Yeah, that Annie chick. The scavenger gal is who we handed in on. So let's go there. We still didn't hit level 4. So hopefully we'll get level 4 when we hand this in. Because I really need to get my feats, because some of my characters will get really strong with the feats that we get to pick up here. Alright, cutscene, transition. Sometimes this thing takes a long time. I'm not sure why, but it does. I think I can. There it is. Okay. Alright, so let's find Annie on the map here. Let's travel to her. So we'll just go to the main Market Street, and then we'll walk the rest of the way, because again, we're lazy. We got to figure out our map and which direction we're going. I always get turned around when I do that. Oh, she's down there to the right. There we go. And we'll hand this in. Hopefully this will get us enough to be level 4. Come on, baby. Level 4.
You're back.
Yep,
Did you get it?
I did.
Here. And you mentioned a reward?
Beside my undying gratitude?
Yes, besides that.
All right. Here.
It's mighty nice of you. What'd you give us? Just some gold? Alright. Oh, we did hit level 4. That's good. Okay. So I do have some magic items here. Do I want to do the magic items first, or I want to go level up first? Let's see. What should I do? Magic items, level up. Magic items, level up. So this is why I always have my wizard, because I can easily do magic items and I don't have to waste money to get somebody else to do the identify for me. We're doing a little inventory management here. Getting all the right spells on the right people, because in D&D 5th edition, they have to be able to cast the spell in order for you to be able to use a scroll. So there's no point putting scrolls on characters that can't use them. Alright, so we'll go to my, yeah, let's do this. Do a little detect magic. See what little goodies we picked up. And then now we're going to do our little identify ritual. And we're going to look at all the things that are glowing with a question mark. And click on it. So here we go. Bracers of archery, I do believe. Very nice, very nice. So that's probably going to require an attunement. So we'll have to take a long rest or a short rest to get attuned. This is just another dark vision ring, which we don't really care about. If we had character races that couldn't see in the dark, these things would be super, super helpful. But I always run with races that can all see in the dark, because in this game, like in 5th edition, having disadvantage because it's dark is annoying. It just adds complexity to it. Alright, so now let's go take our long rest and let's level up and show you guys some of the feats and what feats I pick for each of the different characters I got here.
We'd like to...
Alright, so first up, we're going to level up we're going to tune our bracers first on our ranger, and then we're going to level him up. Now, at level 4, the feat I choose for him is ambidextrous, which I told you a little bit earlier. And the reason I pick ambidextrous is now he can dual wield any weapon regardless if it's light or finesse. So I can dual wield long swords, or a long sword and a battle axe and all of that. And so now, once we're done, I'm going to swap out some better weapons. And then for this guy, my feat is going to be, I think it's called something attack. Hold on, what is it? Follow-up strike is the one that I'm going to pick for him. So if you're using a two-handed weapon, then when you pick up follow-up strike, you can make a bonus action attack, and it does 1d4 plus your strength. So with an 18 strength, it's 1d4 plus 4, and you can do it as a bonus action. As a fighter, you don't have a lot of bonus actions. We also get to pick another spell here. So that's the reason why I like to pick this up on my fighter who's wielding a two-hander, is there's really not much to use my bonus action for besides maybe casting Expeditious Retreat. So having that additional attack is very helpful, especially until we get to 5th level where we can actually get 2 action attacks. So we can pick between, Thundercloud or Thunderwave, Jump, Magic Missile, Sleep. I mean, there's a lot of good choices to choose. Pick what you want. I don't know what I end up sending on here. I can't remember. Hideous Laughter puts something on the ground. Grease makes people slip. Very good to get them down because you have advantage. Feather Fall's useless. Charm Person's useless. Fog Cloud's helpful sometimes. Magic Missile, I mean, it's free damage. So if you have something you got to kill from range, using it up for the free damage is always nice. So, anyways, that's what we got. All right, so for her, with a caster, you can do one of two ways. You can either do your improved cantrip called Powerful Cantrip, or you can go for the other one, which helps with concentration. So with her, I'm going Powerful Cantrip because her Fire Bolts do 1d10 right now. When she hits level 5, they'll do 2d10. And with the Powerful Cantrip, I get to, even if I miss, they still take half damage. So you're always doing damage with your cantrips, and it's just going to become really important when you get higher up where you're going to conserve certain spells. You want to just be able to do consistent damage with your cantrips. So now I get to pick my 2 spells I want. Hold Person's really great. Knock is almost important in case you fail opening a chest. I like to pick up Knock. And then I forget what other spell I picked up there. Oh, I must have picked up Spider Climb. So I have Misty Step, Spider Climb. There we go. Scorching Ray, Knock, and then all my other cool abilities here. So we're going to bail on Sleep right now. Sleep's a good spell, but the higher level you get, the more hit points things have, the less likely your sleep spell is going to work. And then lastly, our Druid. So this is the one I take with my Druid because most of her stuff is concentration. I like to pick up the improved concentration one. And this will allow it to where I have a less likely chance of getting interrupted and breaking concentration, which pretty much every spell a Druid has in their arsenal requires concentration. So then, most likely, when I get to my next feat choice with her, I'll probably pick up Powerful Cantrip. And then with my Wizard, I'll pick up the concentration one, because the Wizard starts getting some spells that require concentration later on. And so that way, both of them will have Powerful Cantrip and the concentration. Spell-wise, you just get what you get. You don't have to choose them, which is great. So I'm just preparing the spells I want to have. And then we're going to move on here. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to reconfigure my Ranger to have better weapons that do more damage, since now that I have the ambidextrous feat. I'm going to put my bracers on, and then we will see what happens in the next episode. Probably going to do some side quests. So this is Van from the VaniverseGaming channel. Thank you for watching. Cheers, and peace out.